Welcome to Trivia Dojo, I'm John. In this challenge, we'll tackle 50 general knowledge questions across a wide variety of topics. As you go, keep count of your correct answers and we'll see which belt you've earned at the end. Remember that making mistakes is part of the journey to mastery, so relax and just have fun. Ready? Let's jump in. Which organ in the human body produces insulin? Liver, pancreas, or kidneys? Pancreas. Which animal can survive in space? A cockroach, a tardigrade, or a centipede? Tardigrade. Tardigrades, or water bears, can survive extreme heat, cold, and the vacuum of space for at least 10 days. What is the only country with no rivers? Morocco, Oman, or Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia. Despite its size, Saudi Arabia has no permanent rivers, only dry riverbeds called wadis. What sound does a bald eagle make? A. The bald eagle's screech is often replaced in movies and TV with a red-tailed hawk's call for a fiercer sound. What is the hardest naturally occurring substance on Earth? Diamond, obsidian, or quartz? Diamond. Diamond can scratch all other natural materials and can only be scratched itself by another diamond. True or false? Vincent van Gogh cut off part of his own ear. True. In 1888, Vincent van Gogh cut off part of his ear during a mental health crisis. This self-portrait was painted after the incident. What is the capital city of Norway? Copenhagen, Oslo, or Stockholm? Oslo. Oslo's metropolitan area is home to over 1 million people and is surrounded by fjords and forested hills. What animal has eyes like this? Camel, cow, or a goat? Goat. Goats' slit-shaped pupils give them sharp vision in low and bright light, a wide view to spot predators, and protection from harsh overhead sun. What is the main ingredient in traditional Japanese miso soup? Seaweed, miso paste, or tofu? Miso paste. Miso paste made from fermented soybeans provides a rich umami flavor and has been a cornerstone of Japanese cuisine for over 1,000 years. Which country had a king who ruled for only 20 minutes? Portugal, Sweden, or France? France. During his first 20 minutes of rule, Louis XIV abdicated to his 9-year-old nephew during the July Revolution of 1830. What was Julius Caesar at the height of his power? Emperor, king, or dictator? Dictator. Julius Caesar was a powerful Roman general and dictator. His adopted heir Augustus became Rome's first emperor in 27 BC. Which part of the human body contains the smallest bones? Hand, ear, or foot? Ear. The middle ear's 3 ossicles are the smallest bones in the body, with the stapes measuring only 3 millimeters. True or false? A lawnmower and a 2 millimeter water boatman are equally loud. True. The male Micronectes scalzi water boatman is only 2 millimeters long, but produces an incredible 99 decibel sound to attract mates. How would you say this score in tennis? 3-0, 3-love, 3-0. Three love. Is Pluto a planet or something else? Planet, dwarf planet, or asteroid? Dwarf planet. In 2006, the IAU redefined planets requiring orbit clearance. Pluto, alongside similar Kuiper Belt objects, became a dwarf planet. What's coated on the rim of a glass in a traditional margarita? Salt, sugar, or baking soda? Salt. A traditional margarita's rim is moistened with lime and dipped in coarse salt. What color is chlorophyll? Red, yellow, or green? Green. Chlorophyll is the green pigment that helps plants absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. What is the tallest mountain in the world above sea level? K2, Mount Kilimanjaro, or Mount Everest? Mount Everest. Mount Everest stands at 8,848 meters above sea level. What fruit was once so rare in Europe it was rented as a table decoration? Pineapple, orange, or mango? Pineapple. In the 16 and 1700s, pineapples were so rare in England and France that wealthy elites rented them to impress their guests. What is a group of crows called? A flock, a murder, or a pack? A murder. In medieval England, crows were linked to death and omens in folklore, earning their group the eerie name murder. What is this called in South Africa? Traffic light, stop and go, or robot? Robot. In South Africa, the term robot is widely used in everyday language to refer to traffic lights. Which country is known as the land of the rising sun? Japan, Thailand, or South Korea? Japan. Japan's nickname comes from its local name Nihon, meaning origin of the sun, and has been in use for centuries. The name refers to its position relative to mainland China. What blood type is known as the universal donor? AB negative, O negative, or A positive? O negative. O negative blood lacks antigens, making it safe for all recipients. It's a lifesaver in emergencies when a patient's blood type isn't known yet. Approximately how old was this tree when it was felled? 30 years? 60 years? Or you can't tell from the rings? 30 years. Light tree rings indicate rapid spring growth, and dark ones mark slower summer or winter growth. One pair, therefore, usually means 1 year. What ancient civilization built Machu Picchu? Maya, Aztec, or Inca? Inca. Machu Picchu was constructed by the Inca civilization around 1450, likely as a royal estate or sacred site. What is the chemical symbol for gold on the periodic table? GO, AU, or AG? AU. AU comes from the Latin word aurum, meaning shining dawn. Which would reach the ground first if dropped on the moon? Hammer, feather, or both at the same time? Both at the same time. The Moon has no atmosphere and therefore no air resistance. Both would fall at the same rate regardless of mass. During the 1971 Apollo 15 mission, astronaut David Scott actually demonstrated this. True or false? A three-toed sloth can hold its breath for 40 minutes. False. The claim that three-toed sloths can hold their breath for 40 minutes is a myth. In lab tests, it was revealed that they can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes, which is still impressive. Which actor famous for playing James Bond also competed as a bodybuilder? Daniel Craig, Sean Connery, or Pierce Brosnan? Sean Connery. Sean Connery, aged 22, competed for Scotland in the 1953 Mr. Universe in the tall class, years before his iconic James Bond role. True or false? Taurine is extracted from real bulls. False. That Red Bull's taurine, an amino acid, is extracted from real bulls is a myth. It's synthetic. How many hearts does an octopus have? 1 heart, 3 hearts, or no heart? 3 hearts. 1 pumps blood through the gills and 2 circulate it throughout the body. What is a billabong in Australia? A stagnant pool, an Aboriginal dance, or a type of kangaroo? Stagnant pool. A billabong is an Australian term for a small, often stagnant pool, typically an oxbow lake. True or false? The Eiffel Tower was once the tallest structure in the world. True. In 1889, the Eiffel Tower's 300-meter height made it the world's tallest structure. It held this title until the Chrysler Building's 319 meters topped it in 1930. What is the currency of Switzerland? Euro, krone, or Swiss franc? Swiss franc. Switzerland is not part of the Eurozone, so it doesn't make use of the euro. True or false? Glass flows over time in old window panes. False. The belief that glass flows over time is a myth. Old window panes often look thicker at the bottom because of how they were made. A 2017 study showed medieval glass would only flow about 1 nanometer per billion years. That's 1,000,000 times smaller than a millimeter. Which is the largest ocean on Earth? Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, or Pacific Ocean? Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on Earth, covering roughly 1/3 of the planet, an area more than all the land masses on Earth combined. What is the national animal of Scotland? A red deer, unicorn, or a Highland cow? Unicorn. Scotland's national animal is the mythical unicorn and has been used in heraldry since the 15th century. True or false? Saturn's rings are extremely thin, only 20 meters on average. True. Saturn's rings span 240,000 kilometers, but are only 20 meters thick on average. Which animal is the strongest relative to its size? Blue whale, an ant, or a dung beetle? Dung beetle. The horned dung beetle is the strongest known animal relative to its body size, able to pull over 1,140 times its body weight in lab tests. For a 70-kilogram human, that's like pulling about 80 tons. Which fruit was banned in Singapore for its strong odor? Durian, jackfruit, or rambutan? Durian. Durian fruit is banned in Singapore in many public spaces. The travel and food writer Richard Sterling states that its odor is best described as pig excrement, turpentine, and onions garnished with a gym sock. What is the largest desert in the world? Sahara, Antarctica, or Gobi? Antarctica. It has extremely low precipitation despite being covered in ice. What part of the Elizabeth Tower is officially named Big Ben? The Clock Tower, Great Bell, or the Clock Face? The Great Bell. The nickname Big Ben officially refers to the Great Bell weighing 13.7 tons inside the clock tower. Which singer appeared briefly as a Lannister soldier in Game of Thrones Season 7? Chris Stapleton, Shawn Mendes, or Ed Sheeran? Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's cameo as a Lannister soldier in Game of Thrones Season 7 was arranged as a surprise for Maisie Williams, a big fan of his who plays Arya Stark. True or false? Honey never spoils, even over thousands of years. True. Honey never spoils under normal sealed conditions due to its low water content, high acidity, and antimicrobial properties. What is a common nickname for Robert? Bob, Ben, or Bill? Bob. Bob is a common nickname for Robert rooted in medieval English rhyming slang. What plant is this? Fuchsia, gardenia, or azalea? Fuchsia. Complete the proverb. A penny saved is a penny lost, a penny squandered, or a penny earned. A penny earned. The proverb, a penny saved is a penny earned, is often credited to Benjamin Franklin. It's a reminder to value savings as much as earnings. What is the name of this adorable baby character from The Mandalorian? Baby Yoda, Grogu, or Mando? Grogu. Grogu is a 50-year-old infant of Yoda's mysterious species in The Mandalorian. Yoda, the wise Jedi Master, was close to 900 years old in the original Star Wars trilogy. Fans often confuse them due to their similar appearance, calling Grogu Baby Yoda. True or false? Dogs walk on their toes, not their feet. True. Dogs walk on their toes with the rest of the foot completely off the ground. What gas in Earth's atmosphere primarily shields it from harmful UV radiation? Ozone, carbon dioxide, or helium? Ozone. The ozone layer, 15 to 35 kilometers above us, blocks 90 to 99% of harmful UV rays, protecting life from DNA damage. Well done, you've made it through the challenge. Compare your score to the chart to see which rank you've earned. Didn't make sense, eh? Don't worry, all progress is a victory, and next time you take the quiz, you'll be amazed at how much you've improved. Let me know in the comments how you did, and if you have any feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for playing, I'll see you in the next one.